Greetings, all. I just wanted to offer kind of a brief summary of week two. Gosh, that means we're going into week three already. It feels like the semester just started, but anyway. Yeah, I just want to make the comment about the discussion boards. I think it seems like they're going really well. I was impressed with the quality of the discussions, and I think a number of you brought up some really interesting points. I thought the forum on pertaining to the power question was kind of particularly sorry. I'm on cold medicine right now. Not that you need to know that, but provides a little bit of context for my grogginess. Yeah, the discussion on the power forum was particularly interesting. I think too, or to go along with that, a lot of you brought up terminology used in the textbook, and then I think you also introduced some yourself, and especially the term manipulation was brought up. And that clearly that's a loaded term, has a lot of negative connotations in particular contexts though too. I think a lot of times like social psychologists will use it, and it's meant to be a pretty benign term, not necessarily all that loaded, but certainly different usages bring baggage along with it. I thought it was interesting, and I think it was Erica, but I'm not entirely sure, had talked about like an agenda, that it's important for teachers to have agendas. An agenda too is a term that can have negative connotations in particular contexts. But I think around what you guys are really hitting at is this tension between control, really, between the teacher and the students. And the terms like manipulation and possibly agenda kind of imply a teacher sense of control, and then and I think it was Erica, so there's this tension between this form of control being perceived as kind of controlling, I guess, overbearing, versus this tension of, students need some sort of structure, and where does that come from? Well, that, oftentimes, comes from the instructor. So there's this tension here. And I think, and I'm not going to resolve it now, but I think that it is important for you guys to continue to grapple with this, tension, because I think it's probably, I would argue that it's pertinent for all learners, regardless of age. And I mean, down to preschool, for sure. But it seems like it's particularly relevant with adult learners who are used to having a degree of control over their lives. They've gotten to the point in their life where they have the ability to control certain aspects of their life, and they're going into educational contexts expecting to have maybe a little bit more control than, say, more traditional age student. But I think it was Teddy who had. It was an interesting, he talked about, what did he call it? Respectful influence, as maybe a kind of a mindset in terms of, kind of navigating, that teacher control, but for the student's behalf. And I think Kyle had also mentioned it in one of his posts, and possibly, Nicole as well, about teacher use of this control, right? Is it more student-centered versus teacher-centered, et cetera. But, anyways, really interesting discussion. If you were one of the ones that posted in the other two forums, I would encourage you to check that out. One thing I think I'm going to do moving forward, and I think somebody also mentioned the need for transparency, so I'll be transparent as well at this particular moment. So Flipgrid is something that I had actually introduced in another course, but I haven't really used it in a full-fledged sort of way, in the sense that I am in this course, where it's required for everybody for every other week. But so I'm gonna, because of that, because it's something I'm still learning how to use myself. I think I'm going to cap the discussions at 2 minutes this week. So I wanted to put that out there to be aware of. And the reason for that is just simply to make the videos just a little bit more user friendly. I would like for you all to see one another's, and if they're 3 minutes, that's getting to be kind of a time commitment. So we'll see how the 2 minutes works. I mean, I know a couple of you, actually most of you, really went the whole 3 minutes, and a couple of you, it stopped you, yeah, let's see how that works. I might, let it go to 3 minutes again, like in the future, if 2 minutes seems a bit restrictive. But I think we'll do that in 2 weeks moving forward. This week will be, the more traditional Bright Space discussion forum. So, yeah, good stuff. And again, I just want to encourage you guys to drop me a line if you have any questions. Use the, the anonymous forum, the student lounge. Feel free to do that. If there's things about the course that aren't working for you, or you feel like could be done better to enhance your learning. And again, like, make sure you're bringing it back to learning versus convenience. But yeah. So thanks for you guys are. The quality of the discussion, I thought, was really good this week. So look forward to more of it. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, everyone.